The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine podcast and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Hello. Today I have the privilege of reconnecting with Katie May, one of our amazing contributors. She is a soul and sacred living coach who is passionate about empowering women to reconnect with their bodies and the earth. Through her work, she creates sacred spaces for women to tap into their own magic and embrace more of a cyclical and seasonal way of living. Her approach combines Akashic frequency, heart wild mother love, and sacred feminine wisdom, guiding women to lead from their soul and inner wisdom. Welcome back, Katie.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here today.
I know, me too. And for those who know about our special segment, stick around. She's going to open up the Akashic Records again. It's going to be amazing. So, today we are exploring the meaning of your life, which is our theme for our December new moon issue. And in your article, Live Your Embodied Legacy, Your Soul Knows Your Purpose, you invite our readers to stop chasing an idealized future version of meaning and purpose and instead recognize that the life that they're already living in the ordinary is where the meaning is. And so, perhaps for those who haven't read your article, maybe you can give a little recap for them.
Yeah. So, I realized in my own journey, even entering into my healing journey, it was like always healing, always kind of chasing the next thing I needed to heal or the next thing that I needed to work on. And I think that can be really lovely. There's a lot, of complexity to us as human beings. And there is a lot of things that we can work on and heal. However, what I realized was I was actually missing the opportunity to embody my own legacy as I was living it. And I was getting so caught up in what I thought I needed to do to heal and be the most, you know, energetically highest frequency version of myself on this planet that I was missing moments in the current time with my family, with my kids, with my work. And it really gave me pause and had me start to really look at the world of spirituality and healing and coaching and all the things that are really beautiful about that space, but also a little bit of the shadow side of that and how sometimes we can kind of get addicted to chasing the next best thing or chasing this version of ourselves that we hope to be one day and sort of missing the beauty that already is, that we already are, that already exists within us in this moment. And so the more I started to peel back those layers, I really started to understand like that is what makes meaning in our experience is when we can root ourselves not in the future version of what we hope to be, but in what we are right now, where we are right now, what life we are in right now. And I know it seems cliche and we hear it all the time, but it's so true. Like you have to start in the present moment. Like you have to be in the present moment. If you try to bypass that, you're not ever going to get to that place where you can embody your legacy. You're going to always be almost like on this hamster wheel, like constantly moving and trying to find the thing, right? Find the purpose, find the thing. And when I work with clients now, it's like the first thing, because a lot of people come to me looking for that thing, looking for that purpose. It's like, let's take a time out, take a breath, and let's root right here where we are right now and not miss what's happening in this moment, in this time, in this life, because that is going to be your foundation for where you want to go from here.
I love this. so much because I don't think most people have the audacity to say this, if you will. And I love that you did because I remember the very distinct moment when I started living in the present moment. And the question that was asked of me was, when you go outside, do you hear the birds? And my answer was no. I didn't hear the birds, and now, of course, I hear them, right? I'm so present, so tuned in to all the things of, just little sounds, or I try to be so in tune with my body. Am I actually hungry? Am I eating and I'm not really hungry? All the little things in this moment and asking myself, what do I really want? But before, I was just on autopilot and I didn't live in the present. I would have said I did, but I really didn't until somebody asked me that question. When you're on your walk with your dogs every day, do you hear the birds? No, I didn't. And so I'm really grateful that you are saying this today because, as you mentioned, many of us do chase the meaning of our life and the purpose. And we want to either buy it or find it somehow, but it really all just begins within.
Absolutely. Yeah. And not that there isn't spaces and people to support you and help, really bring you back into the fold of life as a community. And that's also an important part of being human is being communal. But I think sometimes we get lost in the sauce a little bit. We're kind of chasing that next tool or that next coach or that next therapist or that next resource. And we don't actually embody what we already know. We don't actually live connected. And, I'm as guilty as anybody of this, like getting pulled into different things, different directions, different card decks, different journals. And there's nothing wrong with any of that, but I think when we get so swept up in the next best thing, that's where we have to really take a pause and come back to, how do I become present? How do I hear the birds on my walk or notice the leaves changing colors or notice the flowers blooming or dying as we're in this season now? How do we actually tune in? And so that also was one thing that drew me into cyclical and sacred living is the, sort of this quest for, okay, well, if chasing all of this healing work isn't quite it, what is it? And that's really when I started to get curious about, how do I slow down? How do I become present? How do I honor what's going on in my lived experience? And that's when I found cyclical living, sacred living, really tuning into the cycles of the moon and the earth and my own body and allowing that process to guide me more than anything external. Because I realized where I was actually bypassing, like you said, my own needs, wants, and desires, my own thirst, my own hunger, or I was overeating and oversupplying myself with things that weren't actually nourishing me. So it's helped reframe my entire life and how I look at life and how I move through life, just simply by tuning into what's happening with nature.
Yes. Yes to all of this and 100%. I needed things to get me out of the rut of the mundane autopilot to help me start to be present. So I'm not saying that they're not helpful because they are, and boy have I consumed quite quite a few things. But it is, once you start digging in, you definitely need something to help ground you in within yourself. Inside the Sovereign community, you'll find more than a social platform. You'll find many private spaces led by women who walk the path with you. Like Abby from Canada, connect with her in her sacred space called Reclaimed and Rise. Step into the Maven Haven with Ebony from the UK, or join the Open Heart Collective with Bonnie from the US. These are just some of the soul sanctuaries curated by conscious women for conscious connection. Come find your space inside the Sovereign community today. Let's go into steps to our sovereign self so we have enough time to get into the Akashic records here. So I'm going to turn it over to you and let all of you who are listening today experience what Katie has to say.
Yes. So if you haven't been familiar with the Akashic Records, I talk about it a little bit in my article as well, but this has also been a practice that has helped me to become more present with my path, my soul, to where I don't feel like I have to chase things outside of me. I can go directly to the source. So the Akashic Records are, really your soul's library, and you can learn to access them. You can also work with people who channel from the Akashic Records to help support you. But it is really open and available to everyone. So, what I'm going to be doing today is opening the records and doing a channeled reading for the sovereign community and just see what wants to come through. So, this is not prearranged, pre rehearsed. All of it is just organically coming through as it comes in, and we'll see how they want to play with us today. So, I just invite you to get comfortable. If you're driving, you can come back to this. If you are in a place where you can just close your eyes, you can feel your feet rooted to the earth, and just take a deep breath. And we're just going to call the beautiful energy from the heart of the earth up through the base of our spine, all the way up through every energy center in our body, moving up, 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 all the way out the top of our head, just letting that energy expand around us in every direction, holding us in a beautiful bubble of light, and just asking for this energy to purify, to clear any energy that is not supporting us, any emotion that is not ours. We release it back to the earth, and we open this space to receive from this highest place. We ask for our guides, guardians, angels, and spirits, and highest energy and love to surround us now. I ask to see the sovereign community in the light of the Akashic Records. I ask to see the sovereign community in the love of the Akashic Records. I ask to be protected from all forms of malevolent or self-centered spirits, asking us to be wrapped in love, wrapped in light. The records are now open. Just allowing yourself to feel the change in energy here, feeling yourself soften as you open up to receive, receive, receive. Receptivity is often hard for you as a woman walking this earth in this time. So just allow yourself to shed any blocks, any armor, anything that is not supporting your ability to receive right now. Allow yourself space to really tune into your own voice, to your own knowing, to what you know to be true. Space creates more space, more capacity. And in a world that is asking for all of you to be so distracted, your ability to slow down and disconnect and be present from all that is outside of you is an act of rebellion, a beautiful act of rebellion, a rebellion that the world actually really does need now. It is not selfish. It is not you being self-centered. It is you taking back you. You allowing your heart to open and soften and receive so that you can tune in to the creation of energy that wants to flow through every cell of your being, that wants to manifest the most beautiful life that you can create here. And it starts right now, right here, with where you are. Never chasing, only attracting. Never chasing, only attracting what is meant for you. Never forcing, only flowing. Never pressure, only pleasure. Letting yourself allow this to be the truth. It is not necessarily what you have been taught. And we understand this may require you to question some of the teachings that you have held so dearly to. Can you release your grip, open your hands, Allow yourself to stop clinging to things that aren't serving and supporting your highest energy, your highest presence in your life right now, where you are. Releasing, releasing, releasing anything distracting you from this present moment with those you love, with the work you love. It's time to get really honest about what's not serving you in your life right now. If you are in the present moment and you're like, I don't like what I see, I don't like how I'm living my life, then that too is information for you to integrate. That too is a place to start, to birth a new way of being for yourself. Clinging will only make your suffering more amplified. So if you long to be free, simply open your hands and release. Simply open your heart and release. Simply open your voice and speak your truth to yourself, to yourself, to yourself. And let yourself be held. There is support here for you. Trust it, commune with it, and let yourself be held. Transmission complete. Thanking all of these beautiful guides, guardians, angels, and spirits in highest energy and love. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. Just coming back at your own pace, feeling yourself return to your body, and looking around your room.
Wow. Wow. That was powerful. I hope everyone experienced I'm, like, very lightheaded. I think this happened last time where I was like, "Woo!" Well, this is such a gift. I appreciate you so much, and if anybody wants to connect with Katie, of course, all her details are in the show notes. She's also in our community, community.sovereign-magazine.com. She's absolutely amazing. Go seek her out, follow her, all the things. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much. It's been such an honor. Have a great day, everyone.
Much love. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.